Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to a Thronebreaker / Cavalier / whatever it is, like event quest guide. Some champions to use against the boss, some champions to use against the path. Let's get right into it because I mean to make this video quickly because I am just about to travel, so I just want to kind of get this video done. Right, short temper, sidestep, strike. This is all about science champions which don't get the tacticals, so basically you don't take the fury passives from fight to fight, you build them in the fight themselves, or use tactical based champions like Spider-Verse, Symbiote and Sinister 6 champions, which are able to take the Fury passives theoretically from fight to fight. So there's lots of recommendations for this. I haven't had time to fully update the new champions to this, so I'm just going off some of the old, which I put together a little while ago. Venom the Dark, Gwenpool, anything that's got Symbiote in it, anything that's Spider-Verse, Starkey, Spider-Man 2099, one of my favourites. The Scorpions on here, Peni Parker's on here, Silk's on here, so there's lots of different options for this. When it comes to the boss though, however, this is actually a very straightforward boss, nothing really to worry about, and this can be knocked out. I mean, you could look out for Hard Knock Life, which you could bring in the likes of, I don't know, science champion of any kind of description, not science champion, Apocalypse or a counter to Disorient. Or you could use any kind of like tech or mystic champions to get attack rating improvements. And to be honest, I don't know why I'm kind of like explaining it. It's pretty easy. For this, I used Omega Sentinel, but you can use Guillotine 29, Nimrod, Warlock, you name it. It is a very easy fight. Fight number 2, or quest number 2, is Punishment Glutton. This is all about your skill-based champions. Tons of options for this one. Black Widow Deadly Origin is one of my favourites for this. Nick Fury is another favourite. Gwenpool another favourite. There's tons. Mole Man, Black Panther Classic, right the way through to Hit Monkey, another great option. And it's anytime. I think it's like champs that do debuffs quick from basics. So yeah, there's champions like there's tons. There's literally tons. There's Chilf. I haven't added that to that list, but that's definitely on there as an option. So yeah, those are some to go against. Yabas for this is going to be Nimrod, and Nimrod has Offensive Specialty, Arcane Mastery, Steady Perseverance, Calcify, Opportunist. Again, I didn't find a huge amount of things to worry about with this, and I did this quite cleanly with the Doctor Doom. But look, you could use anything really, any science champion if you wanted to play into the fold to debuff on the opponent, which will help for, you know, missing. If you want to, you could bring in Cosmic Champions if you want to with a class advantage. It's up to you. As I said, there's nothing really too much to worry about this one. It's just a case of knowing the champion. If you want to shut down the unstoppable that pops up, bring in champions that stagger or kind of like nullify. Could you use Black Widow, Clairvoyant? Maybe. Like, look, there's tons of champions to try for this, but that's 1.2 for you. And by the way, you can check out the spreadsheet in the link in the description down below. When it comes to the 2.1, this is mutant-based champions, and it's antagonistic, reckless, abandon, and roll with the not roll with the punches. I think that's the. I think it's roll with the punches and Achilles heel. So what's this all about? Well, it's all about mutant-based champions. Parry heavy with any mutant. In a nutshell. Apocalypse, Kitty Pryde, Mr. Sinister, Wolverine, Weapon X. Pick your mutant poison at the end of the day. With this, it's really easy to build. I think Magneto's a good shout for a good amount of some of this stuff, especially because you never know what kind of hashtag metals you might face off against on the road. Look, on this particular route here, Annihilus, hashtag metal. Colossus, hashtag, metal. And Baron Zemo, hashtag metal. That's 3. It's worth bringing it in. Shuts down abilities of certain champions. So yeah, any mutant champion. Oh, did I? No, I haven't mentioned the boss. Medusa. Even though this champion does have stuff like Divine Barrier, I ended up just using... I mean, you could Doom Slap this a little bit. Anything really. Black Widow, Clairvoyant, any Strong Mystic. I used Wiccan. I could use Wiccan for this, and it wasn't a case I wasn't buff failing I think I was buff failing the abilities of Medusa, but I wasn't buff failing the node itself, which is Personal, Space Fury, and no, it was Rage 1.5. Use Morningstar with an SP2 to slap. Why not? It's a lot of fun. As I said, most champions really do, especially Mystics. You could use some stagger champions that are in a different type of class, possibly, but to be honest, it's again another very easy and doable fight. Now for 2.2, it's I was gonna say it's a Mega Sentinel. It's a Mega Sentinel at the end. Mystic Consumption. Mystic Consumption is going to be out using champions that any Mystic that does stagger or nullify. It's no brainer. Doctor Doom. Juggernaut with heavy attacks, especially if you've got the champions you can stagger, but also if you've got nullification as part of like a heavily awakened version, Longshot, your Mangog, Scarlet Witch Sigil, Wiccan. Take your pick. If you've got a stagger based champion, nullify based mystic champion, go use it. It's gonna work, and it's gonna work, and it's gonna be super effective. When it comes to the boss, your boss is gonna be a Mega Sentinel. The absolute cheese for this is Falcon. Counters Mixed Master and counters auto blocking off that champion, so you don't need to worry about two very key elements to this particular fight. And of course can be handy for everything else. There's empowered immunity. Whenever the champion would receive a debuff they are immune to. Don't do an SP1, do an SP2. Well, actually you can still put bleeds on that champion, but look, you know, again, pick your poison of what you see is going to be the most effective in this particular scenario. So yes, Falcon I recommend, but there's also a few others that I've kind of recommended in the spreadsheet, like you could do Parry Heavy She-Hulk, Nick Fury, but do bear in mind that's countering the evade side of things with Mixed Master. However, though, I would say that because the champion might auto-block, you may want auto-block slash evade counters, which I think is True Strike. So if you've got True Strike champions, they could be more effective in this particular scenario. Might be worth bringing in, well, a parry heavying with a Magneto. That again could be an option, but yeah, you pick what you find is best. Moving now into 3.1 territory. In 3.1 we have got Engineered Fracture, Infectious Wrath, Tech champions. I mean, look, we all know the score by now. The champions that I recommend for this: Warlock, Hulkbuster, a Mega Sentinel is actually one of the best. Punish 2099 off an SP2. Silver Centurion SP1. Heal Block is what we're looking to put on. Peni Parker Awakened. Fourth Light with Mysterio, Heavy Attack with Civil Warrior, and the list goes on. There's tons of champion options to take this down. So that's something indeed to bear in mind. When it gets to the boss side of things, your boss for this is going to be Quicksilver. Against Quicksilver, I would say that breakneck speed is that you'd need to throw. You get Whiplash on you. You need to do a special attack in order to throw it onto Quicksilver. Again, same thing as before. You can use Falcon. I actually would recommend using Falcon again. Archangel worked for me fine. Apocalypse can work. You know, evade-based counters, but it's that. I tell you that Falcon is kind of like the next level. It's my MVP. Loved him for this. Used him in 2 fights. Fantastic option and fantastic champion. Moving into the final fight, and this is Celestial Vision, and this is all about you using cosmic champions that have access to buffs fairly quickly. I would say, you know, it's up to you a plethora of things. Like, I kind of like using King Groot, but I've gone off using King Groot for this, mainly because it's so frustrating to quickly rotate around, getting the arrogance up, or what is it, like Celestial Vision, the True Strike type thing to kind of counter, to kind of build. I prefer using either the likes of Hyperion, Venom, Odin as a starter point to kind of leapfrog onto Hercules. So start with the Odin pre-fight, then use Hercules for the rest of the fight. That kind of works out the best. Cosmic Ghost Rider, Venompool, Icarus, Circe, although I'm a bit iffy on that one. But Angela is a great champion. I use her a lot for this particular type of interaction and node. When it comes to your boss side of things, this is all about, and I've tried some different options for it when it comes to Onslaught, mainly in the same fight. I've had to do this very, very quickly, so I've not been able to repeat the paths as much as I like. But based on some information from other people as well, the utilization of Havok as the go-to cheese, of course. I think we've all seen, what was it, an official Caban Mike's video. Fantastic video, by the way. Go and see it. Hulk works for this. Odin works for this. Immortal Hulk people have used, Lady D, Hulkling, Apocalypse. I even saw a Hulkbuster take this down, but I would say it's that Havok interaction that's the best. And that's been it for the video. Sorry it was a bit kind of like quick and to the point, and obviously I'm wearing this kind of hood. I am just about to step out the door, got to travel, and yeah, there's some scheduled content for tomorrow to check out. And yeah, have a lovely day. Busy week next week when I'm back, and yeah, have a lovely weekend, and check out some other content on screen, and I'll see you soon. Much love and goodbye.